Say, silver, 3, 2, 1, roll on! Hi, I'm Hilma Volk from Turtle Trekker, and a couple videos I had previous, it was making a Honda CRV kind of like a camper, but with no build. And I just came back from a road trip. I left in a hurry. She sure did! And because I knew I was going backpacking in the Olympic Peninsula with 4 other people, but I didn't know when. And it turned out that I had to pack in a big hurry, and not only for a 5-day backpack, which turned out to be a 4-day backpack, same mileage, but also I wanted to go down the coast. Slowly down the Oregon coast, all the way down to Crescent City, California, where the redwoods are. So, I did. So anyway, I'll show you the camper van. It's a CRV that I slept in for actually 11 days. Then it was interrupted by a backpacking trip. Okay, I'll show you how the CRV turned out after the road trip. And then I'll come back and tell you things I wished I had done and what was good. Stay tuned. Well, I just got back from a road trip yesterday, and did she leave in a big hurry? Yeah, well, I know I was going backpacking on the Olympic Peninsula, and she didn't take me along. Well, they don't allow dogs. You keep saying I'm not a dog. Yeah, well, anyway. And I knew I was going, but I didn't know when, and I had to pack in a big hurry. And because I had also wanted to go on a road trip down the coast, I packed for that too in the same hurry. So things got packed pretty quickly. Yeah, she did. And anyway, let me show you part of what I've got in my car with the no-build CRV. What the heck is all that cardboard? Well, I'll show you. You see, it's window coverings for privacy. See, they're covering up the windows for privacy. They sure are ugly. Well, therefore, so no one can see in while I'm sleeping or changing my clothes. I can still see in the front window. Well, that I just use a regular sunshade. Down there where the foot of the passenger seat behind the driver's seat would have been is my portable toilet, which fortunately I didn't have to use. That pillow actually disguises my backpacking sleeping bag because it's a rather expensive sleeping bag and I didn't want to use it for everyday use, and you don't want to be packing a backpacking sleeping bag in its small case. When it's compact, my backpacking sleeping bag is only about 9 inches by 5 inches. That white thing, I'll make a video about that. That's an Omaha Steaks cooler. That's really keeps things cool for a long time, and I got it for 50 cents at a thrift store. That cooler kept my dry stuff, dry food. That's a little folding table which I wish I had not brought because it was always in the way. A lot of things have been removed. This is a very warm sleeping bag that I've had since 1980. And I also brought along a summer sleeping bag in case I needed it, which I didn't. Inflatable mattress by Climate. Very nice mattress. About 2 inches thick. Below that are a couple closed foam mattresses, one of which I've had since 1980. Below that is a yoga mat that keeps things from sliding. And below that I've got 3 storage bins that I talked about earlier. The back one has water. The water was in various shaped bottles. The front one had clothes, more clothes than I needed. Plus I went to the laundromat once as I was waiting for a friend that I knew. Then I've got the two waste baskets, one behind the other, and the front one had small electronics of different types, chargers and whatnots. And a very handy item I got from the Dollar Tree was a level, which very nice to have. The other waste basket had first aid stuff and a bag with socks and whatnots. This other storage bin, can't see much about, but it had items that I would not use very often, like a couple blankets that I didn't use, a spare little tent in case I wanted to reserve a spot and didn't want to use my expensive backpacking tent, because I had a friend actually had her backpacking tent stole out of a campground. Little bags down there are to put toilet paper in when I pee. You don't want to be leaving toilet paper around ever. The box underneath has emergency things like tire inflator, those jumper cables that are already charged up, and some tools and heavy-duty gloves, etc. The milk crate in front had cooking supplies, mostly. That is kind of a collapsible storage thing that I usually have in the front of my car anyway. So here's what's good about my trip and what I had in there. First of all, I always have a packing list in my computer for any type of camping that I go on. So if I'm backpacking, I'll know what to pack. If I'm just road tripping, I'll know what to pack. And that works out pretty good for me. But unfortunately, wrinkles was not on my list. You don't love me. I love you, okay? You didn't take me. I'm sorry. I forgot. But anyway, things that are good for any camping trip. These are Crocs. Actually, they're imitation Crocs. They're very soft. They dry real quick. And if you're going outside, either a tent or your car at night, slip these on. Great to have. Another thing that was good was a thermos like this. This I actually got at a thrift store because she's cheap. And I had tested it at home. After 18 hours of having boiling water in this, it was still too hot to drink. I wasn't expecting to burn my tongue on it. And 18 hours, it was very warm but still drinkable. So a smaller thing, I got this at Walmart. You paid full price? Yeah. So a big regret, I had the food already for my backpacking trip, and that was okay. But for the road trip, I had pre-made my breakfast, which is a canister full. I'll probably make a video on that. It's got all kinds of stuff in: pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, protein powder, powdered Gatorade, instant coffee, all kinds of stuff. And when I grabbed it, I grabbed the wrong canister. What was in it? What was in it? Popping corn. So I had to stop at a store and get some granola. One thing I regret is I knew it would be kind of cool in the morning. It was down on the road trip along the coast. It got down to high 30s to low 40s in the morning, which is kind of cool. And that's why in the morning a thermos like this is handy, because I don't want to start a stove in the morning outside. Nah, too cold. And one good thing I did was I have an Android tablet. I could have used this Android, well, any smartphone actually, because I have YouTube Premium, and I have had that for several years because I hated having those YouTube ads. Ooh. But with the Premium, you can download anything onto your cell phone or whatever. Mostly what I downloaded was things I didn't have to watch, I could just listen to, like comedy shows, books on tape that were actually on YouTube, things of that nature, so that was good. But what I didn't plan for was my feet, because I was warm enough, jacket, I could long underwear along, but my feet were cold. My feet don't get cold. Well, you're not a real dog. So it'd be nice to have a foam pad like this for underneath my feet, and I wish I had brought my down booties or else house boots to keep my feet warm, because I would sit in the front seat and until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, listening to whatever I had downloaded, and until my feet got too cold. So that was a regret, not having warm stuff for my feet. And I'm from all the northern states, so otherwise I was pretty okay. And I also knew that the coast of Oregon is pretty cold when you're on the beach. So another regret I had, I showed you the folding table that I didn't use. It was just in the way, not a big deal, but I didn't need it. And totes. At the last minute, while I was packing at the last minute late, I put a whole bunch of stuff in totes. I had a bunch of totes, which when you're looking for stuff, totes tip over and contents of totes spill out, and guess what? It was not the best idea. I should have used stuff sacks, because stuff sacks have drawstrings, and I had stuff sacks too, but I didn't use them like I used the totes. So that was a regret, but hey, not a big deal. You didn't mention one thing. What's that? You didn't say you regretted not taking me. Okay, I regret not taking you. Did you miss me? Yes, I missed you. Okay, what you need to do now, if you want to, is subscribe, make a comment. Please make a comment. Talk to my dog. Like, share, good stuff. Woof.